Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the final episode of Doctor Who and Autism Celebrations. And this episode will be followed by numerous specials with Doctor Who actors, which has been saved for November and early December, Christmas, New Year, and so on. But before we go, I'm joined with Liam and Jack. And before we even start talking, I'm going to play the Doctor Who trailer just so it gets us hyped for the 60th anniversary.
After a very long time. Something's coming back.
What do we do this time, Doctor? How do we fight the human race?
I had to wipe her memory to save her life. And if she remembers me, she will die. Something entered this world.
He is recognizing me.
Who is he?
The one who waits. I don't know if I can save your life this time.
Open fire! Your fight is with me!
Wow, that was something.
It really was, yeah.
Yeah. Well, when we first saw that trailer, guys, what did you think of it? When you first saw it.
I was blown away. And seeing that Disney Plus ident with the TARDIS, it just... I know we've known about the Disney thing for well over a year now, but it suddenly just feels so real. You know, seeing Doctor Who get, this big cinematic treatment that, to be honest, it's been long overdue. But I'm just really, really excited now. Like as you said, we're like a week away from the first one, and I'm looking forward to it. I really am.
It don't seem real. That it's only like 7 days away.
Mm-hmm.
That just doesn't seem real.
It's crazy. But before we go over and talk about Doctor Who even more, I'm going to get you guys to introduce yourselves. So I'll start with you, Liam. If you just a little introduction.
Hello, I'm Liam. What do I say? I am 24 years old this month. I study filmmaking in Luton, and I've been a fan of Doctor Who since I was about 4 or 5, really.
Yeah, it's crazy. And
Yeah, I know. Jesus.
yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? And yeah, you do. Well, we actually met last year, didn't we, Liam? Like for the first time. Because I came up with my birthday to the skydive, and then didn't know how close you was. It's like the road for you. So
Did a few TikToks.
yeah, we did a few TikToks. I still got some of my drafts. I think still need to post
Oh
them.
my god.
The thing is, I have so much in my drafts, and I forget.
I've still got a few saved on there as well.
Yeah. But thanks, Liam. I think this is your second time coming on. So,
Yes, it is.
the other time was about 2 years ago, I think. So
Yeah, I was at uni when we filmed that.
yeah, he was. Yeah. But well, thanks for coming back again. Jack, if you do introduction of yourself, please.
All right, so my name is Jack. You may know me as Nerd Den. I'm one of those pesky Doctor Who YouTubers. I cover loads of things such as news, theories, the occasional leaks, and just generally hyping up Doctor Who, which we're just over a week away now from the Star Beast premiere, and it's going to be fantastic. And yeah, I've been a fan as well of the show since I was 4 years old when Rose first aired, and I've been a fan ever since.
Yeah, it's crazy how Doctor Who impacts our lives.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Massively.
Yeah. But yeah. It's funny. We could say we've met Jack because we went to the same convention, but we didn't know each other then. So
yeah, we did. Yeah, it was Polarity, wasn't it?
Yeah. The one in Coventry, I think.
Yeah.
But I guess I'll definitely be going to more of those Phantom ones, so we'll be sure to bump into each other. again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it'd be lovely to properly make it up.
Yeah. Yeah, because I know I'm thinking about going to the Utopia one next year, so
Yeah.
they do a few good ones there. But yeah, it's great to have Jack on. He was on a few months ago, I think August, September time,
Yeah.
around that time period. But yeah, we're all here to talk about Doctor Who. I guess for the Star Beast, do you guys have any special plans for that day?
I've cancelled
Oh.
all mine.
I think with me, well, because bit of a spoiler alert here, I will be watching it a couple of days beforehand, because I was lucky enough to get tickets to one of the early screenings in Cardiff.
Jesus.
Oh,
But obviously, no spoilers from me. I will be keeping my mouth shut, even when it comes to YouTube. I'll just be treating it as when the episode goes live for everyone else. That's when I'll talk about it. But yeah, when the episode actually airs, I will be in my room, make sure I have a nice cup of tea, ready to rock and roll, maybe have some Maltesers or something like that, and I'm just going to treat it like, I'm at the cinema or something,
yeah. It's quite something to say it before it's aired.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Secretly
I'm
film
looking
it in the
forward
back
to
when you go and watch it early, just like get a little camera out there
it.
and sell it on the next day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Um. Well, I won't be able to watch it. I won't be able to watch it when it airs
yeah.
because like Liam said about football, Ipswich are playing. They're on Sky Sports on 5:30
Oh,
kickoff, and
Okay.
that will run through the Starbase starting. So what I'm going to do is record it, not be on my phone for about 5 hours or
Yeah.
something. Because I daren't go on platforms like Twitter and stuff because as soon as it's out, spoiled. Um,
Yeah.
so I won't be on my phone for like 5 or 6 hours in the evening.
Yeah, that's
you'll
completely
be an
fair.
hour and a half late.
Yeah, yeah, it'll be on record. Go on BBC iPlayer and watch it then.
I'd
Which
screw off football for that. I really
yeah,
would.
I blame Sky Sports because why have they done this? If Ipswich weren't doing good, they wouldn't be on telly. So
Blame the manager.
yeah, got to blame someone. Um, but funny enough, speaking about the Wild Blue Yonder, they actually released the description today of that
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah,
Really?
I've seen that, and it's doesn't like, okay, I know that it's going to be a fairly isolated episode. It's just going to be the Doctor, Donna, and some villains. But I'm very intrigued by it because we literally know next to nothing apart from that it's set on a spaceship.
Hmm.
And I'm just like, oh, okay. Are we going to be seeing any familiar faces?
So which one's that? Is that the second one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, the second one.
I
Yeah,
always get confused the order of them.
Yeah, it's completely fair. I have done a couple of times as well.
yeah.
I'm expecting to see a lot of probably ghosts of his past in the TARDIS or wherever they are. It looks like sort of the same thing of Journey to the Centre of the TARDIS.
Mhm.
Same
Yeah,
sort of looks the same.
yeah, and I think that's the episode where the TARDIS will probably run away. Well, like they
Yeah,
said in the trailer, I reckon that will be Wild Blue
Uh,
Yonder. That's probably the only snippet we have from Wild Blue Yonder. And what I think they've tricked us from the trailer. I don't think when he's in the helicopter. I think that's a giggle. I don't think that's Wild Blue Yonder. I think the
yeah,
whole Wild Blue Yonder's in this secret place.
yeah.
And they've made it look like you see Kate Stewart then, but you probably don't see her till the final special.
Yeah, I think that is going to be the case as well, Mason, because it was said a long time ago that the second special, before it had a title, that the entirety of it was shot completely in studio, except for the opening, which apparently was filmed in the open, like, in public, but no one actually saw it being filmed. So the fact that a lot of it, pretty much 90% of it, is in studio means they could have had anyone in. They could have had anyone. And I have a couple theories on who they could be.
Yeah.
I have some very interesting theories.
Yeah.
I think Barrowman's coming back.
Really?
Yeah, I just think that Russell's gonna snap him in straight away. I don't know why.
Who was that, Liam?
I think Barrowman, not John Barrowman.
Oh, okay.
that he writes so well. He probably want to put it right.
Hmm.
I'd love that.
Yeah, it's interesting because he's only in the season like maybe 2 seasons ago. But
Yeah.
you never know. I think we'll get some surprises. People who we don't think is going to be in it. It's going to be in it.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a brief cameo from Billy Piper in this episode, because
I
whatever's
want
going
that.
on that spaceship, I feel like there's going to be a lot of mental torture
Yeah.
with whoever the villain is, because I don't think it's going to be the toy maker in that special.
We might know.
I think we might get the Doctor seeing a repeat of the scene from Doomsday. Because in the trailer when he says why did it have to be this and starts screaming and bashing the wall, I think
Yeah,
that's because he's been forced to relive that moment over and over again. Because despite the Doctor having changed their appearance so many times since, that's probably going to be something that would have a lasting impact. Seeing when you lost your true love, I guess. It would certainly be heartbreaking.
definitely.
See, I think when he's banging on the thing saying why does it have to be this, I think he's got to do the exact same thing he did for Will, but for Donna.
Oh, very poetic, yeah.
Like the exact same thing.
I mean,
That would be heartbreaking.
so it's going to be sad. It's going to be sad. But I'm adamant that Karen Gillan is in the specials. I'm adamant.
Okay.
Because I believe she is, because when I saw David Tennant months ago now, I can't believe it's months ago now, but he told me that the specials are going to be unexpected. You're not going to believe what's going to happen in them. And then Karen Gillan months ago puts a thing on her Instagram story saying, I've just been called up for something unexpected. It's not a movie. It's a secret project. All will be revealed soon. And in the trailer, we hear a mysterious voice, which could be the toy maker, could be someone totally different, which says, the one who waits. And to me, the only one who waits would be Amy Pond. So I kind of feel like maybe that Amy could be in the special somehow, perhaps potentially.
Yeah, I think that would be a cool choice to see come back, because Karen Gillan has obviously gone on to have a huge success. With being a Hollywood actress, she's had a lot of success for the Marvel films. She also directed a couple of films as well. She's been in Jumanji. She's really got a lot going for her. And now, because there's a bigger budget, even if it's just for a cameo, it would certainly be, something cool. And even if it's, not sharing scenes with Matt Smith, the fact that David's playing the 14th Doctor, he would obviously have knowledge of Amy and perhaps Rory as well, if Arthur Darvill appears. So having a scene with Tennant and Gillan would also drive home that, this version of the Doctor's older and he's forced to live through all the mistakes that he's made. Like, with Angels Take Manhattan, he tried to stop Amy from, getting sent back in time and stuff. So maybe that's something he's got to confront, perhaps.
Yeah, I hope so.
I'm expecting Martha to rock up
Oh,
because she's just a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Like, really.
Yeah.
I don't see him leaving her out because she went back with Unit, didn't she? I think, if I remember rightly. I might be wrong.
Yeah, I think she did. Yeah, I think now though she'll be a more leader of the unit. She might even be in charge of Kate Stewart. You never know.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You never know.
Imagine.
Yeah.
I think her dad is the best character though. He needs to come back.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, I think it's almost like this is going to be like a series 4. We're back in series 4, aren't we? So we get all these people.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the specials are kind of going to be like series 5, but if it was David Tennant and Catherine Tate. But at the same time, I think this is going to be like the epilogue, the aftermath of New Who, because I don't know if you've both seen on iPlayer, the New Who era is basically over now, and there's a new tab from Doctor Who 2023 onwards. So I don't know what we're going to be calling this new era, because we've had Classic Who, New Who. What's this going to be called? Disney Who? Or New Who, yeah.
I mean, I think maybe just call it like the whoniverse, because they've only just recently called it the whoniverse. So
Yeah,
maybe just say it's the whoniverse era. Maybe.
yeah, oh, yeah. I think that'd be
I
kind of
think
cool.
he's
Yeah,
calling it season one, isn't he? I read
yeah,
somewhere that it's going to, instead of series 14, it's going to be season one,
yeah. I
which
think
I don't like.
I can completely understand why you wouldn't like it. It is a bit. I think if you were going to do a season one, again, I'm only basing this off iPlayer. Why
Yeah,
would you put the 60th specials as part of season one? Because you'd have to know
yeah,
what happened in series four for it to make sense. Whereas if you're doing it based from Shooty's first series, I can get that because
yeah, that, but yeah,
Disney are now involved. There's going to be a huge push internationally, and I think having that, soft reset. Obviously, it's not going to be a full reboot. Everything that happened before still happened,
yeah.
but it's just going to be a
I
new
hope so.
jumping on point. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure after 60 years they're not going to be like, oh, you know what? Yeah, William Hartnell onwards. Yeah, forget that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
screw him.
Yeah. I mean, it is disappointing that they're going back to series one, because I always like that the 15th Doctor could have got a 15th series because it's the
Yeah,
15th Doctor. So yeah, I trust Russell what he's doing, because he does know what he's doing. But
yeah,
it's a bit bizarre why go back to series one if there's not going to be a long break. If we had a 3-4
yeah.
years break, maybe so, but we're not. We just go. It was only last Doctor episode was last October, so not long.
Things- I'm confused why they're doing the 60th over David Tennant and Catherine Tate. I think it should
Mm,
have been David Tennant, the Meta Crisis Doctor, and Rose in the parallel world, and the Toymaker playing with that is what it should have been. I think that would have made more sense breaking down reality to get the two doctors against each other, turning the Meta Crisis evil.
Hmm.
I think that would have been brilliant to watch. I just don't understand why Catherine Tate. I mean, it's not a bad thing, but he could have done something like so much bigger
yeah.
with David Tennant to get evil versus good.
Yeah, I think as well you could have even had the origins of the Valiod there as well with the Meta
Yeah,
Crisis. But I am still a little bit worried. As much as I'm very excited for the 60 specials and I love what we've seen so far, my only worry is that obviously, yeah, bringing back Catherine Tate. I loved Donna originally. I thought she was great, but her story, it had a tragic ending. She couldn't retain her memories because if not, she'd die. And then she did get a little bit of a happier ending in the end of time. She got married and she got the winning lottery ticket. But revisiting her after all those years and bringing her back into the action, I just hope it doesn't undermine her exit, like with
yeah,
Series 4 with Rose and the Meta Crisis Doctor, because I feel like that took away a little bit of the emotional impact from Series
yeah.
2, Doomsday.
Hmm.
So,
I, I think yeah, and like when Tennant leaves again,
yeah.
if he says, "Oh, I don't want to go," it's not going to have the same meaning again. It's not
Hmm.
going to. He's got to say something like, "I'm ready to go." Like he's got to
Yeah.
have something different now.
It needs to be
Yeah.
redemption this time around.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how he is going to go. I mean, it's a funny episode to leave on the giggle, but
Yeah.
the giggle because it's not funny. Is what it's going to be.
yeah, we laugh, but it's probably not going to be funny at all. It's probably going to be really
Yeah.
dark and upsetting.
Yeah.
Well, I've noticed with Eccleston, with Russell T Davies with his writing, everything he's sort of had someone dying, they've always given their life up for someone else. Like
Yeah.
the second coming, Eccleston's given his life up for humanity. Eccleston gave his life up for Rose, and Tennant for Will. So I think Tennant again will then save someone else by killing himself.
Yeah.
It's always that sort of salvation with him,
I
which is
think
great.
I think someone will die, definitely. I think someone's
Yeah.
going to die. It might not be Donna, but someone will die. In the specials. I mean, Russell T back in Russell T first era, he didn't really like to kill anyone off. He always brought them back somehow. So maybe Donna. It would have made it might not be a sad thing to kill Donna off, because at least that's maybe what should have happened in Journey's End.
Yeah, I think with the fates of the Russell T Davis companions, that I mean, Martha got off very lucky. Okay, yeah, her family got mentally tortured, but they got through it, and she was able to join UNIT and she furthered her career. Rose originally, she got trapped in a parallel universe, but then, she got to snog her human doctor, and get married and stuff. Whereas Donna, she originally had that tragic ending, which, to be honest, you could argue is a fate worse than death. You do so many great things, you further yourself, you better yourself, but then you're forced to forget all that and go back to what you were, where you were, to be honest, not doing much.
Just
Not,
a temp.
yeah, just a temp from Chiswick,
Yeah. I mean, I'm very curious how is she going to remember and not die if the toy maker's got nothing to do with it?
Do you remember
Yeah, true.
end of time when she remembered? She didn't forget at the end, did she? You didn't see a scene at the end of the time where she forgot everything. We just see her fall to the floor and pass out after her mic wind thing. And then like she woke up confused at what just happened, but we didn't sort of see her forget everything again.
Yeah.
So it could just sneak back into her head because now it's been opened back up again.
Maybe.
Perhaps, yeah. Because, that's a good point, Liam. Yeah, because after she passed out, after the whole energy burst, she woke up on the sofa and she's like, oh, what did I miss? But we don't know the consequences of her remembering. The doctor just said it was a safeguard, but does the safeguard just wipe her memory again after? Or that might be the way Russell is able to bring her back. I don't know.
Now that's interesting.
Yeah.
It's very interesting because I heard, I don't know if this is true or not, but I heard that she passed some of the meta-crisis or energy that she had into her daughter, Rose.
Yeah.
So she has some of the energy, and that's how she knows the doctor, probably in the specials as well, because she has all the information that Donna had, but it's into her instead of Donna. So they've got half each in a way.
Yeah, I mean, that's quite a cool theory, but I can also imagine as well, because we do know that Bernard Cribbins is going to be in the specials, whichever episodes, or well, I'm sure everyone's going to be happy to see him one last time. But I can imagine Wilf would definitely want to show his great granddaughter all the stuff that had happened and be like, okay, you can't tell your mother this. He doesn't elaborate why, but he's like, okay, look, we used to know this guy. He used to turn up in a police box. And then maybe, I don't know, when Rose was like really young, perhaps he, I don't know, a random example, gave her like a homemade, plush toy or something, but it's like an adipose or an ood or I don't know, a Dalek maybe, or something like that. You'd just be like, oh yeah, there's this little monster that we definitely didn't meet, or something like that, Because I could imagine Wilf doing that.
I really want Wilf to come face to face with that woman from End of Time that he kept seeing. I just want answers on her straight away. Like that. I think it's the Doctor's mum. But it'd been brilliant if she was back in for this.
Yeah.
To actually come to terms with the Doctor face to face. Like, who is she?
Yeah. Because Russell did originally write in the script that woman was the mother, but he decided last minute not to include it because of like the whole removing from the mystery thing. But now we've had like the timeless child and stuff like that. I feel like finding out if this woman is the Doctor's mother, it wouldn't really take away from it much, to be honest, because we're like, okay, we know that the Doctor had a life before. We saw him in the junkyard in 1963. So I guess seeing ghosts of loved ones that are no longer here, you might also see his granddaughter, perhaps, Sir and Susan Foreman.
Oof, that would be nice.
Yeah. Very nice.
Because what's her name? Mel's coming back, isn't she?
Yeah, Mel's back, yeah.
I always get confused with her name on these tenders. I don't know why.
Oh, yeah. Carmel.
Yeah.
I mean, she was spotted in the 60th anniversary as well, so I think she's in that, as well as the new series next year.
Yeah.
There'll be a lot more faces, I think, that we haven't seen or know. There'll be a few shocking ones, I think. Like Mr. Smith, I'd have had him in unit straight away.
Yeah.
He would have been the first thing I'd had in there.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean,
Mr. Smith.
I mean, you might even just have a load of companions. Each have loads, maybe like a scene each,
Yeah.
how they can fit him in.
Mm.
I mean, I think especially the last two specials. I mean, I don't know. Do you think we get any surprises in the Star Beast? Oh,
Which one's
Um.
that? One's that first?
yeah, the first
Yeah.
one, yeah.
I think right at the end, cliffhanger.
Mm. Yeah. I think. Yeah. To be honest, yeah, I feel like Liam's on something there. I think the cliffhanger will be where it. I think the whole episode will feel like a series four continuation. You know, you've got the Doctor and Donna, and then you got the fight between Beat the Meep and the Wrath Warriors. You find out that Beat the Meep is not as innocent as they make out, and then the cliffhanger, the Doctor's like made aware of something evil coming, and the Doctor's like, okay, I need to go and sort this. But Donna comes along, and the TARDIS goes off on its own to the world beyond, and there's a cliffhanger. Whether that is we see Neil Patrick Harris, perhaps, or there's a setup for another villain. And my theory on this villain, I did post it on Twitter and Instagram, but I could imagine this villain having a little bit of a role in the Wild Blue Yonder, whether it be the main villain or one of the multiple villains that are teased. Imagine a certain master coming back, but not just any master. John Sim, yeah.
It makes sense, doesn't it?
I am. See, when I first heard it, I was like, I don't know. But then when I listened to the Disney Plus trailer, the one we just watched, and the tone of the voice, the one who waits, I was like, that sounds a bit familiar. And I could imagine this master obviously being older in the time stream, perhaps before he regenerates into Missy, because we didn't see him regenerate. He got stabbed. He could have recovered and not regenerated at that point. But imagine this master, he's got whatever schemes going on in the Wild Blue Yonder, but he's teasing the Doctor with, the one who waits. And he could be referring to the Celestial Toymaker, but he's taunting the Doctor because he's like, you think I'm bad? There's something else coming that's a lot worse.
Because when Neil Patrick Harris was actually announced to be on it, I scrolled through RTD's post and John Sim commented on it saying, was it the best ever villain? Question mark and a load of kisses. I thought you're hinting at something. Like, there's no way he's not even. Surely they can have him in there for 5 minutes at least.
Mm-hmm. And I could imagine as well, like, say if he's not the main villain in that episode, but whatever's going on in Wild Blue Yonder, if there's mental torture from the Doctor's mistakes, obviously the relationship that the 10th Doctor and John Sims Master had, it was a very brotherly bond where they fell out a long time ago, but the Doctor's desperate to save him. So imagine, he's getting reminded of his failure of failing to save him. That version of the Master, sacrificed himself at the time to save the Doctor and everyone else from Rassilon. So getting reminded of stuff like that, it would be hard hitting.
I agree.
See, I'd have him working with the Doctor because he's getting teased as well about the drums, and actually he cured him. At the end of it, the Doctor helps him cure the drums, and then you see him regenerate.
Yeah, maybe.
That's how hard, and like his head suddenly gets cured, and he's then just, as he's cured, he renews himself.
Yeah. I think that'd be really cool.
I mean, I am. It's a hit and miss with like it's hard to say. I mean, I do think in Wild Blue Yonder there's gonna be like you say, Jack, and there's gonna be someone in it that warns the Doctor, because I don't think that we will see Toymaker in it before the third special, but I don't think he'll be interacting with David Tennant and Catherine Tate till the giggle. I think he'll be in certain scenes, maybe with other people. But if we remember back to the first trailer, Christmas last year, we saw someone go into the Toymaker shop, but we still don't know who that is. And then someone on a bike. We don't know who that is either. So I think we'll see. It'll be like a warning episode, but he'll get tortured at the same time.
Yeah, I think the person walking into a shop, I don't think that's anyone. I think they're doing that purposely to try and make us think, oh my God, who's that?
I think they did actually announce who it is, and I forgot the actor's name. And they did include a character name, and I don't think it's anyone too major. I think it's someone from the past that has to do with the inventor of the first television. And I know the actor is from Coronation Street.
No way.
And I know another one. I forgot see, I did watch Corrie at the time that he
Is
was
it
in
Peter
it.
Barlow?
No, he's not. He's not. No, it's not Peter Barlow. No, even though he is leaving.
Ken
So
Barlow.
got got a vacancy going.
Yeah, what about
But,
Ken? Get Ken in, Doctor.
Dimensions in Time Part 2. Oh no, here we go.
Yeah, I mean, they're not getting people from Coronation Street for some reason, because there's a person in World Blue Yonder who's from Corrie, as well. So a person called Susan.
Oh.
I mean, not the not actual name. It's the actual name, but not like the screen name.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, I think there's gonna be so much surprises in World Blue Yonder. But
Yeah.
I wonder what Shooty's doing on his own in that little world.
See, I'm worried about him.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, I'm not confident. Yeah,
Oh, really?
I think there's a lot of hype, and we haven't seen him even like in a trailer yet, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. Like, he could be really good, but he also could be awful, and we don't know that. Like, and that's why I'm sure like Andy Pryor and Russell T Davies have picked the right person.
Yeah.
But then there's that doubt in my mind, like, what if this is the one time they haven't, and
No,
we're hyping him up, and something's not quite right.
no, that's completely fair. And I think as well, we saw Shooty, a little snippet of him so early on,
Yeah.
the trailer at the end of The Power of the Doctor. And I've only seen Shooty I've only seen the first couple of seasons of Sex Education, but I did like him in it. I thought he did a pretty good job. And I feel like, yeah, he has the greatest opportunity to play the Doctor. But obviously what I'm imagining in my head, I haven't seen anything else yet. I've seen bits of public filming, but I haven't seen them on screen yet. And we already know there's so much that's been filmed. And I'm just trying to be a little bit cautious, even with the 60 specials with David Tennant and Catherine Tate, because we haven't seen it yet. We don't know if it's going to be perfect or if it's going to be rubbish or whatever. But I'm just trying to, try not to think on it too much, because especially with Shooty, it's even further away. We've got to wait till Christmas. Yeah, Christmas. Yeah. So, but
hopefully before EastEnders.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because about to say EastEnders will be on there as well.
Oh.
Yeah, Christmas this year. We're going to be eating good.
Yeah. I mean, actually, last Christmas I did watch EastEnders. I had an EastEnders special, because literally last Christmas there was nothing on. There was nothing on telly, and I don't watch EastEnders. I mean, I started watching it when Lucy Bill died years ago, because I was just really annoyed about the storyline. It took a year to find out who killed him, and then we find out it's her brother, and I was just annoyed about it. I was thinking, her brother? Are you joking me? I thought it was gonna be someone different.
Yeah.
And then I started watching it. I couldn't watch it anymore. And then I watch it. I watch it purely because I was bored that night. Last Christmas, but yeah, I think this Christmas is gonna be great, because we have Doctor Who again on Christmas.
Yeah, that's something as well. Since Doctor Who stopped airing on Christmas, you have like the festive treats, like you've got stuff like EastEnders. There's other Christmas specials as well.
Corrie.
Yeah, Corrie, stuff like that. But the BBC, I feel like, has been lacking, the past few years. Like, you get stuff like Mrs. Brown's Boys, which, if you like it, fair enough. Not personally for me.
Not for me.
Yeah.
And I do feel like, the BBC used to have a lot of like, individuality when it came to the scheduling. There was a lot of there was something for everyone. There's family stuff, there's some more, stuff for adults and stuff like that, and for children. Richard Christmas, between Christmas Eve and New Year's, there was a lot of things. But now, especially the past couple of years, I don't know. I just haven't really found anything to motivate me to watch live TV at Christmas. It's just,
there actually hasn't been. If it wasn't EastEnders at Christmas, there'd be nothing to watch.
Yeah,
like that's literally.
Like,
Shreddy Come Dancing.
Except the King's Speech.
Yeah. You got the Shreddy Come Dancing on, don't they? Like a Christmas special.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, who's watching Children Need tomorrow? Because then they're a 5-minute clip.
It's a little episode,
Yeah, we get a little mini episode on Skaro, apparently, with a Dalek. I mean,
I'm kind of nervous about that. In case that flops.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think 5 minutes is enough, but obviously, what it's like.
I mean, we've had mini episodes to that extent before, but I just feel like going to Skaro within 5 minutes. Obviously, bearing in mind that's going to include perhaps like the title sequence as well and whatnot.
30 seconds and then 30 seconds after.
So you got like 4 minutes to okay. The 14th Doctor meets the Dalek, but what is he going to do with that Dalek? Because the synopsis is like he goes back in time to a crucial point in the Dalek's history. So what is he going to do? Is he going to give the Daleks plungers or something? Is the Doctor the reason why they are plungers or something?
Is he going to rewrite Revolution of the Dalek?
I mean, like they did say, you know, when they created the sonic screwdriver, they did say that part of it is from the Dalek. Like part of the Sonic is made from a Dalek, so maybe he makes his Sonic on Skaro. Maybe that's what he's doing there.
Maybe, yeah.
Because we don't see it, we haven't seen his new Sonic yet, so maybe he makes that in time for the 3 specials.
No. Not that shout.
But yeah, I am looking forward to it. I think it's good that they've got I think they got Lenny Rush hosting it. He's going to be in the new series of Doctor Who. So
yeah.
Hopefully. I reckon he'll be the one who says about it because he's going to be in Doctor Who. So, it's good that they've got someone on there. I think they're doing really good, with the diversity casting. I think that's one thing they've done good at the start of this new era.
Yeah, that's something as well that I think Doctor Who, especially when I was growing up, I could always, I guess like fantasize about being the Doctor, running around in Converses with a brown suit, with a screwdriver. That's something that any kid who's a fan of the show probably would do at some point in their life. And for people from like different backgrounds and whatnot, having characters that appear in the show, from different backgrounds and stuff like that, it's always good to include them because then people that can relate to those actors can also imagine themselves in that science fiction universe. Because sci-fi is good for escapism, it's good for immersion, stuff like that. And that's the thing with something like Doctor Who. I've found when I'm going through a bit of a tough time or whatever, I'll stick an episode on and just immerse myself in it. And to anyone who's out there that has found a character that they can relate to for whatever reason, hats off to you. And hey, you never know, you could relate to that character now, but imagine you could be like the next insert character name here, which I think is the power of the show.
Yeah, the show's great.
I'd love to write it one day.
Oh yeah, me too. I would love to.
If I was writing it now, I already know who I'd have. I wouldn't have picked Shirley Gatwa. I would have picked David Morrissey.
David Morrissey.
Finally have him as the Doctor. 2008, and I would have used the toy maker to have gone to David Morrissey after the 60th, and gone on from there. So he's stuck with Morrissey for about 3-4 years.
Nice.
Yeah, I think he'll be good to get back in Doctor Who again. Because he was actually a good Doctor for an episode. I did like
it. He was brilliant. He reminded me of Eccleston, but just a bit more threatening.
Yeah. It was. I mean, it was a shame that he wasn't actually a Doctor in the end. Yeah, it would have been good if he was kept as the Doctor and not a fake Doctor.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But because like monster wise, I know we see Daleks every season, Cybermen every season. Do you think we need a little bit of a break from them for a little while?
I don't know. I think now Russell T Davies is back. We need a big Dalek episode to restore the craziness about him.
Yeah.
I think he has to restore the power on him and then let him die down. If he just doesn't use him for about 2-3 years, everyone's last image will be with Chris Chibnall.
Yeah, and to be honest, I think it's always kind of magical when you see the first scenes of a Dalek with the new Doctor. So I guess maybe in the first series you have shooting Meet the Daleks, there's a big Earth invasion or something like that where the fear factor of the Daleks, like in series 1, that's brought back. You see the Daleks actually kill people and kind of install that horror factor of them again, and then make it out that they've been wiped out. You don't see them in the next couple seasons, and you're like, okay, they're actually gone. And then maybe in Ncuti's last series, if he does 3 or 4 seasons or whatever, they're brought back in a big way. And again, just like the horror factor. Perhaps these Daleks are responsible for his regeneration. Maybe.
Dalek Khan.
Dalek Khan, yeah, bring back my boy.
Oh, he could be coming back in series 4.
Yeah,
Oh,
who knows?
Yeah. Basically, they're just doing series 4 again.
that's literally it. I'd rather it had gone on from series 3. Done more of that. I
Yeah,
like series 4, but it was just it weren't my favorite. It was series 3 and series 1 were my best two.
Yeah.
yeah, series 1 was a good one.
The running in Lazarus.
Oh yes, a lot of running in that episode.
Plus, I like,
Too much.
yeah. I mean, because we're not getting as many episodes at the PS series now because we're used to the 13 episodes, weren't we? Now I think we're getting about 8. I do wonder
Shame.
if each episode's going to be an hour rather than the 45-minute slot because of we're not getting as many.
I think it will, and then that'll add up to another 45 minutes altogether, I'd imagine.
And also as well, there's a lot of talks of spin-offs now. I mean, we've sort of already had a. There's rumors of Paul McGann getting one. There's rumors of units, and I feel like, say, if we have Doctor Who in the spring, and then hypothetically we get the Paul McGann one in the summer, and then winter we get the more adult-orientated unit spin-off. So imagine 8 episodes from each. So 8 episodes of Doctor Who, 8 of the 8th Doctor's shenanigans, and 8th of unit. You know, you're going to be getting a lot more content overall. So I don't mind the sacrifice of, you know, going down to 8 episodes of Doctor Who as long as the episodes feel like there's a full story being told, because I felt like 45 minutes. Sometimes, you know, you were being rushed a little bit. And obviously, I'm obviously aware that, you know, TV is more expensive to make these days. So, you know.
See, I worry about the whole spin-off things because it's going to be nice to have it all. Like, I'm actually looking forward to having it all, but I'm worried that they're going to put all the effort into the spin-offs and then no effort into Doctor Who, or they could have put all the money from the spin-offs into Doctor Who.
Yeah.
And given more episodes.
Yeah, I completely get where you're coming from, because as well with we've seen with other properties that Disney have been involved with, you know, Marvel and Star Wars, whilst they, you know, they haven't got the same history as Doctor Who, but with Marvel especially, they care more about this whole cinematic universe approach where, you know, they release, I don't know, for example, Ant-Man and the Quantumania. If that was released, say, 10 years ago, you'd get your traditional narrative template, start to finish, complete story. Whereas when it was released, it felt more like an episode 1 to the ongoing narrative with Kang the Conqueror. And I hope Doctor Who doesn't go down that road where they do like a massive overarching story with, you know, Unit, the 8th Doctor, you know, whichever spin-offs have got planned. If they do spin-offs, which I'm sure they are going to, just keep it to maybe 2 or at the very most 3 shows at a time, just so you're not.
Got to be like Unit.
Yeah. So you're just not overcomplicating things. And if you are doing a spin-off, and especially, you know, if the 8th Doctor thing ends up being true, give it a reason for being in existence. Like, if it's going to be an 8th Doctor spin-off, because obviously it's going to be centered around another Doctor, make it unique. So if this is an anthology series, or perhaps it's going to be a bit more blood and gore, especially if it's in the Time War, you know, give it its own identity, something that stands out. Give it a reason to exist. Because if it's just going to be a carbon copy of Doctor Who or Doctor Who Light, you know, it's point of it existing.
I just think they need a Unit spin-off, and I think that's it. Like they used to do, just basically Torchwood, Sarah Jane, and Doctor Who. I think it needs to be that, but without Sarah Jane, but Unit instead of Torchwood.
Yeah, I don't think we'll expect these. I mean, I don't know if we're getting something special on the 23rd. Because I know we're getting the Daleks and the bargain hunt special. I mean, yeah, we can't wait for the bargain hunt special. But yeah, other than that, I think we're getting something else that day. I don't think they're just it. I think we get something else. I mean, don't get me wrong, Dalek Encounters is good.
Yeah.
I think that's not. I mean, I think we're getting something that's kept surprise for the 23rd.
I think with the 23rd, because traditionally, obviously, on Doctor Who Day,
Hmm.
be coming over the next year, and these spin-offs have been rumored for a long time now. If there is any truth in any of them, or perhaps we just get one that hasn't been leaked before, that would be the perfect time to announce it.
Yeah.
You know, Doctor Who Day, the whole franchise celebrated. Why not give us a peek of what's to come? Trailer yet for this year's Christmas special, so we might get that on Doctor Who Day.
We might even get a trailer of a spin-off, like an actual, if they've already started shooting one. Might even get like a little clip of what's coming in like 6 months' time.
Hmm.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool.
I'd love that. I mean the two. I mean the two that's been rumored, like you're saying, the unit and the Paul McGann one. I mean, I'd love them, but I don't think we'd get any of them till at least 2024. We might just start with one and then go to another one. And like
Yeah.
I don't want them to start free and then they all come together. It's like at the
Yeah.
moment, like The Walking Dead, have started doing these numerous spin-offs after the main show. And then what
Yeah.
they're doing is they're doing numerous these about 3 spin-offs, and then they're all going to come together in the last spin-off. I don't want Doctor Who to be like that. I want them to do just start with one spin-off. It's in the
Yeah.
main show, so don't put a character in another spin-off. Just keep them in the one spin-off so it doesn't complicate things.
Yeah, and I think that's the best thing to do as well, because if Doctor Who is going to go down the road of having spin-offs, take your time, you know, as you said, Mason, you
Yeah.
know, start off with the one. And if you want to do more, but don't do multiple at the same time. Say if the unit spin-off only lasts for like 3 seasons, or if it's got a story template for 3 seasons, let it run to its natural conclusion. And then if you want to replace it with something else, like bringing back Torchwood or the Ace Adventures or something like that, you know, just random one on top of my head. I feel like that would be the best way, kind of rotate it a little bit, you know, instead of having
In a perfect
multiple.
way.
Yeah,
Perfect way of bringing back Torchwood is having the toy maker bring back Owen, Tosh, and who else died? Yanto.
yeah,
Bring them all back to life, and then they're stuck alive like Jack. Perfect way of doing it. It's like they never died; their deaths got reversed, and they're been put in the wrong time zone in the modern era, so they're all still alive.
yeah,
And then you could keep Torchwood going again like that.
Yeah. The, I think that would be good, but as well as that, maybe they could have other main characters other than the main cast that was.
Yeah,
So they could have some like they could have Captain Jack and maybe Gwen, and then
I get Luke Smith in there.
you have like Luke Smith or Clyde, and maybe even Rani could be part of it or something. But I do think we're going to get some with Clyde. You know, I think we get some with
yeah,
Clyde and Luke because in the Tales of the TARDIS, he was kind of talking about that he had feelings for Rani. So I think that they should explore that, or have their own. I don't know, have their own sort of thing going, um, with that. But there's so much you can do with
yeah.
all these.
There's a lot.
There's so much you can do, and I mean, did you guys watch Class when that was on like years ago?
Yeah.
I'd watched a bit. I weren't really that keen on the. No, it was. What's the word? The graphic of it, like as in how much it suddenly turns over 18 very quickly.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Can't remember that
I feel
warning.
like it didn't earn its blood and gore. It just jumped into it, I think. I felt like it tried so hard to be like Torchwood in
Yeah,
some parts. Where it's like Torchwood, yeah, it wasn't too over excessive with blood and gore.
Hmm.
Yeah, to be an edgier Doctor Who, to be honest. And then suddenly having the Weeping Angel show up at the end as well. I don't know, it's just
I mean, I mean they had Peter Capaldi in it, so I mean he didn't
yeah.
do much. He didn't do much, did he?
yeah.
Nah, I think it was just to say, oh yeah, it's the Doctor Who. Here you go, and then yeah, we're not gonna have any other connections to Doctor Who except for Weeping Angels right at the end.
Yeah,
See, I'd bring back the head teacher from the school. I'd,
Oh,
what's his name? You know what I mean, don't you? I just can't think of his name.
Mr.
The guy
Finch.
with like no, Clara's boss.
Yeah, the one that got killed in the second
Oh,
episode. I've got his name.
Did he actually
oh
get
yeah.
killed?
Yeah, yeah, he got killed by the
Oh,
dragon. Um,
oh,
and he got quite a gruesome death as well, to be fair.
that ruins that idea.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I liked him.
he's quite a good guy.
Yeah. I mean, so no it's a class series too.
Thank God.
I mean, there was the second series, and there was meant to be a Weeping Angel Civil War, which again sounds completely bizarre. Like, why would have that been a thing? I don't know. But yeah, that's why the angels appeared right at the end of the last episode, was because there's meant to be a Weeping Angel Civil War. And I'm like, why?
I don't know who Rick Class.
It's Patrick Ness, who he's written some good books, to be fair, like A Monster Calls and Chaos Walking as well, I think.
Okay.
And the concept of Class was originally meant to be just like a Doctor Who episode, but Stephen Moffat liked the idea that much that he asked him if he wanted to do a spin-off or something like that anyway.
Stephen should have fucking wrote it himself.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of Stephen Moffat, I do think he'll be. He teases a lot of Doctor Who recently on his Instagram, so I think he's written an episode or two for the new series.
Yeah.
I think he's done one a series. I think he's done
Yeah,
like he used to do.
yeah. Because I remember he got asked in an interview like months ago, are you back on Doctor Who with like writing episodes? And he was like, I'll be bizarre not to come back on a show I used to run and not run it myself and be someone's sidekick. But yeah, I think he's back. What I think will happen is now I don't think Russell will ever leave Doctor Who completely. I think he'll overrun it. I think he'll be there. So whenever he leaves, a new showrunner maybe knows nothing about will be there, and he'll like oversee everything like he's the main boss.
Yeah, I think Russell knows if he leaves, it'll go to the shit. Basically, he's
Yeah,
the only one that can save it because that's where it started going. I
Yeah.
think Chibnall and Whittaker. As much as I like Whittaker as an actress, I didn't rate her ability as the Doctor, even though the writing was poor. If that makes sense, because Chibnall wrote for Torchwood, he wrote for Tennant, and Barron and Tennant both sort of carried his script, and Whittaker couldn't do it. I think she was the wrong woman to have had for it. I would have picked Shirley Carter from EastEnders because she's that strong, sort of menacing. You could have a backstory about her that's so angry because she looks angry.
Yeah.
yeah. I think it's like a new era now, isn't it? So we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
I think Jodie under Russell's Rising would be lovely.
yeah. I don't know.
I
I
mean,
think she'd still fuck it up.
well,
That sounds horrible, I know.
yeah. I mean, I know she time. You know, she's in this. I haven't seen it, but
Prison
uh,
drama.
yeah. Like the prison, and she's in a series called Time. I haven't seen it, but it looks pretty good.
Yeah, I've heard some good reviews about that, because that's got Bella, one for The Last of Us.
Yeah,
Am I
yeah, it
thinking of that
does.
one?
Yeah, it has her in it.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to watch it, but it's only got 3 episodes, so
Well, I mean, it should be easier to binge than I imagine if it's only, you know.
yeah. But I mean, would you ever want an American actor to play the Doctor, or would you always want it to keep it British?
I honestly see. I think I might be a bit controversial here, but I wouldn't be, or if it was someone else from a different nation or whatever, as long as they can play the part, because the Doctor Well, to be honest, I feel like not anyone. No, I feel like you've got to have a certain bit of charisma to play the Doctor, and if that's someone who's not a Brit, and I'd be up for that as long as it fits the vision for the show and the role. I am down for that. I'd be up for it. I'd be up for it.
Not a bad shout, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, for once, I would like a high profile actor to be the Doctor. Like
Yeah.
I mean, it's good they go for all these actors that aren't high profile because they're good in the end. But
Yeah.
I mean, I just want someone that's really high profile. Everyone knows them, and you wouldn't think they're going to be in it. Like I don't know, like Charlie Cox or something like that.
Because I didn't know who Shooty Gatwa is. I can't lie. When his name got announced, I was
Yeah.
like, "Who's that?"
No, of course, and I think as well, like if you had, say, I don't know, a scenario where there's, I don't know, 3 specials a year, like during 1 year. Say if it's after Shooty's left or whoever the next person is when they've left, and you don't want to cast someone just for 3 episodes. Perhaps you do cast someone, but it's like a high-profile name just for 3 episodes. Like I don't know, Samuel L. Jackson as the Doctor or something bizarre like that. I don't know, but just like a random name. Again, like you said, high profile. I think it would just be amazing to have that little mini character arc. Perhaps this is, I don't know, a Doctor that's perhaps suffered trauma at the end of the previous incarnation, and they've got to get through that, and maybe they go out sacrificing themselves, and I don't know, maybe meeting the new companion in the process or something. I think that would be pretty cool.
Imagine Robert Downey Jr. as the Doctor with Jenna Ortega as the companion.
Blimey, yeah, that would certainly be an A-lister cast.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I don't mind. I mean, I reckon if Shooty does really good in the first series, I reckon he might stay a few years. Maybe. I want this 3-season cycle to break.
Yeah, of course.
I know it's probably for the contract reasons, but maybe just do 2 seasons or do 4. Because I don't know, it's all about change, Doctor Who, isn't it? So we want to see new people, but because it's hard to let go of a Doctor that you really like, isn't it?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
David Tennant, for example, in the coming weeks.
Yeah. Oh yeah, get to the
again, yeah. But guys, last thing before we finish, I'm going to ask you, is there anything in the 60th anniversary specials that you want to see, or any people that you want to see come back, or be in it that haven't been announced?
Honestly, I just want to see drama, like proper action instead of narrating and talking. I just want to see go for it sort of thing. Yeah, that's literally it.
Yeah, I think I share that with Liam as well. I want to see Doctor Who kind of embrace its darker side as well. And you've got that opportunity with the Celestial Toymaker. He's an ancient being. He's not just a eternal, and he's got a lot of power. And the stakes have never been higher. The Doctor's currently suffering an identity crisis. Donna's about to get her memories back. And a lot of big things are happening. And I just want there to be consequences. The last episode, it looks like there's going to be some riots. The humans are going mad on the streets. I just want it to be just a gripping plot that's just, you are going to be on the edge. I want for me. Yeah. And to have someone appear in it, I've got to say, probably someone from the 10th Doctor's era, whether that be Rose or Martha or Sims Master, just someone who plays like, a cameo that isn't just done for fan service, but it's done to remind the Doctor of what they previously were, because obviously the 10th Doctor was very selfish in some ways.
Yeah.
So perhaps to remind the Doctor that, they've come a long way. And I feel like that would be, or perhaps that could be Susan that plays that role.
Susan Boyle.
Well, probably the wrong Susan. No. I don't think she'll start singing to the Doctor, but yeah, having Susan Foreman come back, I feel like even if she's a ghost, it would certainly, remind the Doctor of certain things.
I mean, yeah, I heard that there's going to be a scene of William Hartnell in it, but I'm not sure if that's true. Which would be a nice touch for the
Yeah,
16
that
years.
would be lovely. That would be lovely.
And I heard that Yasmin Finney is going to interact with the 15th Doctor somehow. So, I mean, I guess it is multi-Doctor because them two Doctors, but
Yeah.
do you think that there will be past Doctors in the specials, or don't you think there's going to be no multi-Doctors?
I think we see. The big part of me wants to say no, but if we are going to get any past Doctors, I feel like again it would just be done through cameos, whether that be the Guardians of the Edge, or perhaps the Toymaker, or the villain, this mysterious villain in the Wild Blue Yonder. Perhaps might be a shape. This villain wants to trick the Doctor into believing, okay, I'm safe. I've just bumped into a past version of myself. And then we get to see Matt Smith put on a performance where he's playing a villainous version of the 11th Doctor or something.
That'd be
Very
great.
interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
yeah, but maybe the Meta Crisis comes back, or something, which would be nice.
Yeah.
Because all but the hand. Yeah. But thanks, guys. Before we go, we'll swing our Sonics around and maybe just say, I don't know, just point it, maybe say a quote that you like, or just point it.
Laugh hard, run fast, be kind.
Definitely.
Don't be lasagna.
Yeah, don't be lasagna. No, that's the most important one. Don't be lasagna.
When it gets dark, I'll look up and I'll remember you.
I like that one. I like that one.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, it's gonna be great to see that iconic character Wilf in the specials.
Yes.
A final goodbye. I guess it's a goodbye to New Who as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's a swan song, but we'll always remember it. Hopefully, not unlike Donna.
Definitely.
Jesus.
Last thing before I finish, guys. Do you think Donna's gonna die or live?
She'll live.
She'll live. As much as I think the only way to really not hurt, but like the real way to kind of progress that story is that she remembers and she sacrifices herself whilst being the Dr. Donna. But I do feel like she is gonna live.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole thing of I'm not going to save your life this time is like a hint that she is going to live. But that's just trying to make us think she's not going to live.
Yeah, definitely.
Really curious why he would say that. He's never been like that before. He's never opened up. Like the Doctor's never opened up to Donna in that way. So that's interesting.
No, he hasn't.
He just keeps it quiet. The 10th Doctor always kept things quiet. Maybe they thought he was more open to people. But thanks, Liam. Thanks, Jack, for coming on.
That's all right.
To anyone listening, watching, we hope you've enjoyed this episode. This is the last episode of this series, and then soon we'll be in probably a day in a day's time. The Doctor Who podcast festive specials will start, where I've had the chance to interview numerous Doctor Who actors who've been on Doctor Who, including a Doctor, which that episode will go live on the 23rd of November, which has been kept a secret for several months. And so, as we're not getting any Doctor episode on the 23rd, go and watch it, go and listen to it, because it's over an hour and a half special, that one. So listen to that one. And then there's going to be a Christmas special, New Year special, and potentially some going into next year. But we'll have to wait and see for them. But yeah, it's a good few weeks ahead on the podcast and Doctor Who, of course, with the free specials. But yeah, again, thanks to Jack and Liam for coming on. And have a nice evening, guys, and speak soon.
All right, speak soon.
See you later.
See you
Thank you
later.
very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.